and I see that there's a little calf in the middle. I go, oh, they're like protecting the calf. But I had to get through it. So I just kept riding slow. So that's the three kind of big trips that I've done over the last 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm. So how did your mentality, like the way you prepared for it, the way you approached the trips, change from trip 1 to trip 3?
So the Newfoundland trip was with my friend Carl, and that gave me a lot of support and confidence, knowing that Carl is an experienced adventurer, traveler, and a motorcyclist.
Yeah.
And so that was actually, I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for Carl. It was his idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I'll do it.
Right.
And I went, and I think I gained a lot of confidence from that trip.
Mm-hmm.
So the next year, I wanted to go to Alaska with Carl, but he was practicing law in Seattle and he had to work, he had a bunch of cases he was working on, so he couldn't go.
My sympathies.
So I faced a situation where, do I not go because Carl is not going, or do I go by myself because no other riders in this area could go?
Mm-hmm.
You know, 37 days is a long time, people have to work, they have like other things. So I decided I will go, I will by myself. So that took some courage, but I did enough research and planning to feel like I could do it safely.
Mm-hmm.
Patagonia was a totally different because it's like another continent.
Right.
Right? It's another foreign country. But, you know, my friend Carl traveled down there on a different. I mean, he drove down his truck down there, and his truck broke down somewhere in Argentina. So he hiked down to Ushuaia like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And so last year when I was planning this, Carl had died in that diving accident.
Yeah.
So I was really missing him. But I was thinking about Carl as I was planning this trip, and I want to visit some of these places that Carl visited.
Right.
And that's kind of one of the impetus of me going down there. The other thing is I've always wanted to ride down to Ushuaia because that's the southern tip of South America.
Right.
And I love riding to the ends of the road where I cannot go any further.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the challenge, and I feel deep sense of accomplishment when I accomplish that. So that was kind of a bucket list. Then I'll do that, and I want to continue to ride in all over the world as long as I can, and so. It's just my way of continuing on my dream to travel all over the world. Mm-hmm. And I want to start from North America and then go to South America and go to Europe, go to Asia, and other continents later.
So what do you think the next trip for you is going to be?
So the next trip I'm thinking is Norway. There's a northernmost motorable point in Europe is called Nordkapp.
Okay.
Nordkapp is very far north. It's also in the Arctic Ocean.
Right.
And so it's I heard it's really beautiful there too, just like it is Alaska and Patagonia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of my next sort of tentative destination that I want to do next year.
Cool. And so for someone who's thinking that that this is something they want to do, but they don't have the experience, or they're just starting out, or they don't really know like how to go, or the idea of one of these trips of these lengths is daunting to them. What advice do you have, or what are the things that you set, or that you think that everyone should think about, everyone should consider when they're planning a trip like this?
That's a good question. My recommendation is start small and start close. So, I started by riding from La Cañada, where I live, to Malibu Beach, which is 1 hour away, right?
Yeah.
Or Angeles Crest Highway up to Lancaster or Palmdale. Mm-hmm. So just go on short trips, short rides, and you gain confidence and gain experience, and you go further and further. So in my case, after Malibu and nearby area, one time Carl and another friend and I, three of us rode from LA to El Centro, and then to Josh Tree National Park up to Riverside and back. That was a 3-day trip, 800 miles.
Wow.
So that was amazing, right? So you could do these shorter trips, just overnight trip.
Yeah.
So just gradually build experience, start with a short baby steps. Now you need to continue to like stay fit because as you go further and farther, it takes a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
So it's kind of endurance sports to be able to do such a long rise every
Sure.
day. And so I try to stay fit by running with a marathon club and running and going to the gym and
Right.
just generally eating healthy and staying fit by exercising.
Right.
Even when I'm not riding.
Like it's not just about getting on the bike. It's also about like kind of maintaining a healthy.
That's right. But
holistic lifestyle.
Going on these long motorcycle trips is actually a source of motivation for me to stay fit and healthy.
Yeah. Right.
Because I cannot do this without having the physical health and fitness to support it, right? And so, and then just start small, start close, and go a little bit further at a time. So in my case, that's how I did it. Started from Southern California, then over to Utah, to San Francisco, Seattle, to Yellowstone National Park. There was one video that I wanted to share of this group of bisons that I rode through in Yellowstone. Phoebe, can we show that bison video? Yeah, so I was riding through Yellowstone National Park and I saw this thing far up ahead. But what is that? I realized, wow, it's a group of bison that's walking in the middle of the road. So I'm riding very slow and I'm getting a little nervous because these are huge animals. And I see that there's a little calf in the middle. I go, oh, they're like protecting the calf. But I had to get through it. So I just kept riding slow. And there was a car up ahead. I noticed it later. That car stopped and turned around and went the other way because they didn't want to mess with being close to bison.
Yeah.
But I kept riding and it was like one of the scariest moments of my motorcycle because I was like this close to the bison when I was riding around
Right.
it.
And we all know how U-turns go.
That's I didn't want to make U-turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel comfortable enough to just pass them by to their right, but when I was right next to them, they were like this close. And I'm going, oh, I hope they don't like headbutt me and like I'm gone, right? So
even just like a little like accidental just like shoulder just sends you flying off the road.
right.
Yeah.